Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review today for the Lorac Pro To Go palette. And this is what it looks like. It is a fairly square palette that has two open areas, and the first one opens up, has a mirror at the top, and then contains 6 different shadows. Then the bottom portion opens up the other way, and it actually contains 3 blushes, one peachy pink one very pink one, and then one bronzer. Both sides do have a small brush, of which I have never tried either one of them because honestly they're really tiny, and it's just, I have brushes that I like and use, so I would keep it in here for daily, for when I travel, not for daily use. First thing I am going to mention is the palette itself is fairly similar to that NARS packaging that like everything sticks on it and kind of leaves that mark and kind of is, it just ends up looking dirty to me, which that drives me crazy. I don't want it to look dirty. Now, before I purchased this, I have purchased other Lorac palettes before that I have loved. I have the Unzipped and the Pro palette, and I will touch base on those in just a moment as well. But as far as this palette, I think it is a very nice basic palette. It has a nice shimmery pearl color, which is called pearl. It has a nice shimmery golden tone, chai, and then it has a nice dark brown called mink. Now I will put a link in here as well to the side, I think it's that side, of swatches of these, and I will show you those 3 there. And then the next 3 are more matte shades, and that is Shell here, and then Cafe, which Cafe is actually a really nice crease color. It looks like it would be too dark for that, but it's very nice. And then Black, which you can use as an outer crease color, or you can use it to set an eyeliner, which more or less is what I would tend to use it for. Today I do have Pearl on as a highlighter on my brow bone and my inner corner, and I have Cafe I have used as a blending color and a crease color to blend out both. I used this palette for those portions on my Face of the Month video for September and October because I have been using this a lot and just trying to get some uses out of it and find the best ways that I like it. My biggest issue with this palette is I don't feel as if it contains, I feel like if Pearl or Shell, if one of them was kind of a nice like golden tone rather than, these are both very, very light. I feel like there needs to be something in here that's more of a mid-tone color that can be used on the lid. That's my one thing I feel is missing, is a nice lid color. The others I can use for crease colors, I can use for blending out, I can use for an all-over color, but nothing that's just kind of like a little bit brightening for on the lid without being super light. Because Pearl is more of a highlighter and Shell is a very nice creamy color, but it just kind of washes out on the lid a little bit. As far as the bronzer and the blushes, the bronzer is probably one of my favorite things that I'm the most impressed with, and I should probably look into seeing if they sell this as a single. The bronze itself is a very nice mid-toned brown. It's not going to work for all skin tones, but it does work for my light to medium skin tone right now. I will put swatches here to the side as well on this. It has a very nice color. It is a matte bronzer, which, as you guys know, is my favorite thing about bronzers. I do not like bronzers with a shimmer to them or highlight, because on my combination oily skin it can make me look very, very oily very quickly. The coral blush, which on here is kind of hard to tell how coral it is. It has a little bit more of a peach tone to it than you're seeing right here. It reminds me the most of NARS Orgasm. And then the pink here is a very nice bright pink that you use a light hand with. Do not use a really dense brush on it. You want to use a much fluffier and softer brush. But the coral is probably my favorite of the blushes in here as well. It just is a really nice tone that can work on a lot of different skin tones. Very, very pretty. I like the palette overall. However, I find this to be a little bit thick in comparison to most palettes. Actually, that's half of the Unzipped palette. Now, I'm just going to mention to you the colors that I'm talking about that I wish there was one of in the thing is like this color called Undiscovered, which I actually have this color on my lid right now because I just really feel like that's kind of the color that's missing. That's something that either of these two right here would work. Just something that's that mid-toned, nice color for on the lid that kind of brightens without being like super light. Now, the Unzipped palette, I think this was kind of supposed to be a combination of the Pro and the Unzipped, because the Unzipped only had, what, 2 matte colors in it, and the rest are all very shimmery colors. They're easy to work with. This is a very warm-toned palette. Lots of like pinky tone, pink and plum under, like a little bit of a plum undertone, but very, very warm-toned colors. This here is much cooler toned. You can even tell by looking at this here, just the difference in those colors. Now, is that one pearl? No. Undercover and pearl look very, very similar, which is the lightest one in the Unzipped and then the pearl color. But you can definitely tell the difference here of how this one is much warmer toned and this one is just much, it has warm tones to it, such as these 2 colors right in the middle. Those are the 2 warm tone colors. But these 2 here are much more cool toned. And then the highlight and base color is kind of that in between. It's not really a cool or warm tone color. Then real quick, the Lorac Pro palette. It's kind of, sorry, I'm trying to make it so there's not a reflection. It's kind of an in-between. The Lorac Pro, to me, is kind of an in-between these 2. Lorac Pro has a full line of matte colors and then a full line of shimmer colors. But this is both, it's got your basic neutrals that are neither warm nor cool. Then it kind of has your warm tones in through here, with one more through here, and then your cool tones, the last 2 sets right over here. So Lorac Pro kind of covers all the bases. Unzipped is much more of a warm tone, and this one to me, here's the hard part. It kind of covers both bases because of these 2 warm ones. Again, I think the key to this is if there was that one shadow that was just a beautiful, one of my favorite colors Lorac makes, and again, I should see if they carry this in a single, is light bronze. If they had that in this, I think it would be perfect. If they had that instead of maybe shell or something. But again, that was the matte line and the shimmer line, so it's kind of hard to call. But I just feel like there's something lacking in the shadow portion of this. This isn't, to me, something that I could just take with me and have everything, which is the main purpose of it. There are colors that I love in this, but it's just not all-encompassing of everything you could use. So, that being said, the pigmentation on this is beautiful. Every single color has great pigmentation to it, works very well, is easy to play with, easy to blend and work with. Very, very nice pigmentation, 5 out of 5. Texture, again, it's so soft, so smooth, so creamy, picks up on a brush very, very easily, as all Lorac shadows do and all Lorac products do for me. So texture on this is 5 out of 5. Longevity, I don't really have any issues with these things, typically not lasting on me of most products. Longevity to me is more of a foundation or a powder type of thing, but shadows and things, blushes, I don't really have a big issue with. So longevity is, it's honestly just middle of the road for me. It's not, wow, oh my gosh, that didn't move when I went in water, but it's not, oh my gosh, it fell right off and I couldn't see the difference. So longevity is just middle of the road, 3 out of 5. Application, very easy to apply all of these products. Any type of brush would work with them. I wish they had a bigger brush in with these blushes rather than this little brush. But it's very easy to run a brush across just the one color you want. That was my biggest concern with this side. And it was very easy to do. So that was, application is very easy with this. It's good 4 out of 5. It's not amazing as far as this portion. They're a little bit small, but it's not really anything difficult. Packaging, here's where I'm kind of torn. I'm going to say this is a 3 out of 5, only because the packaging being very thick. I don't know if I would prefer it to be maybe a long one like this. I don't know. It's different. You know what I mean? That's what we liked about it. It is different, but I hate how it looks dirty. Same as my Pro palette. Look, it does it too. My Unzipped looks brand new. It's gorgeous. So packaging to me is just a 3 out of 5. The price on this is $38. You can purchase it at Sephora.com. I will put the link below for this. The price isn't bad. I mean, that's not bad for 6 shadows, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. I mean, to give you an idea, I forget how much this was. Darn, I wish I could remember. But this was way more, and it was a Laura Mercier palette. 6 shadows, 2 blushes, 3 eyeliners, and 3 brushes. And it was way more than $38. I feel like it was like, I don't know, but it was definitely way more than that. So price is pretty good on this. I'll give it a good 4 out of 5. So product overall, I'm going to say it's a 4 out of 5 simply because of the fact that I wish there was that mid-toned lid color there, or color that can be used all over. The packaging is just so-so to me. It doesn't wow me, but I don't hate it. So I'm just kind of middle of the road, a little bit above on this. So to me, it's kind of a 4 out of 5. I definitely think it's a great option. I think if you are looking for all of these things in one palette, this is probably one of the better ones out there I've seen, especially considering it also contains the bronzer. And the shadows are nice shadows. You can use all of these and make them work easily. It's just my own personal opinion that I like to have that one additional color in there. So I hope you guys found this review helpful. Let me know if you have any other